Hey there, John Gibson here. I'm your PCOS fat loss coach. And if you want to know more about me, my story, and how I help women with PCOS lose weight, and specifically how I help my wife do it, you can go to fatextractionmethod.com, find out more about that, find out why I have dedicated my life to the understanding of PCOS and helping people work through, the weight loss struggles, a lot of the health issues that come with it, and be able to improve your health, hopefully get rid of some of your symptoms, most of your symptoms, and really, for those of you who want to have children, improve your chances of having children. That's my favorite part of working with people with PCOS. But I want to talk to you about something, because a lot of people have this idea kind of screwed up in their mind. Okay, where does the results come from? So if you want to lose fat, when do your results actually happen? And the reason why I ask this question is because here's what I see happen out in the world. Is someone will come to me and they're saying, okay, I'm exercising 3 hours a day and I'm eating nothing at all and I'm not seeing any results. What do I do? Do I need to exercise more? Should I be cutting out more carbs or more fat or more whatever for my food? Should I be restricting more and beating myself up more? And I'm hearing all this going, whoa, okay, hold on. Your understanding of where progress comes from is kind of backwards, okay? Think about this. Results do not come from the gym, okay? Now, again, I can see some red flags popping up in people's minds going, wait, hold on, wait, what? So if I go to the gym and work out, that's not where I'm going to see my results? No, that's where you're going to start things, okay? It's just like with your car. See here, I'm sitting in my car. Does this key right here, is this what gets me to where I'm going, right? Is that the actual thing that gets me to where a location is? No, but it's what starts the process. If I don't have this key, I'm not going to get my results I want, which is getting somewhere, right? Okay, so I have to have the key. But if I just have the key, am I going to get anywhere? No, okay? That's what exercise is. Exercise is that key. It starts things, it ignites things, it gets things moving, okay? But where do you actually see results? You actually see results when you're resting, okay? That's the important thing. This whole process of losing weight, getting the fat off with PCOS, we have to make sure that we're managing something. We're managing your stress and your rest. Okay. So what do I mean by stress? Well, stress comes from dieting. It comes from exercising. It comes from mental and emotional stress. It comes from lack of sleep, poor sleep, anything that causes your body to have to do something different than what's used to. That is a stress on the body, okay? Those are all, those are all mostly good things depending on what's going on, right? Some things can be bad forms of stress, but some are great forms of stress, right? Okay, now, results happen when we rest, because what happens is when we go and exercise, we start some processes happening in our body. But as we go and rest, then our body continues to go through those processes. If we keep exercising or we exercise too long, then what it does is it makes it harder for us to get that recovery that we need. If we're not able to recover long enough, then we don't get the adaptations that we need to happen, okay? And then when those adaptations happen, then we start to see changes in our body. So we have to balance that. And let me give you some examples of things I've done with clients. I've had lots of people come to me and say, okay, I'm not seeing any results. I'm exercising 2 hours a day. I'm doing this. And they're listing off all the stresses. I'm stressing my body this way. And I go, okay, well, how are you doing with rest? And they go, never thought about that before. Why do you care about my rest? Because that's where you're going to see the results. And so on the day one, I may say to them, okay, your job for the next week is to not exercise, or to make sure you exercise something like going for a walk, or maybe doing some yoga, or something like that, right? But those are some things that I may have them do that first week. And then for nutrition, instead of going to them and saying, okay, you need a diet and you need to cut out all these carbs and all this fat and all this whatever and get your calories to nothing, I may say to them, I want you to eat more. I want you to make sure you're eating healthy, but I want you to make sure that you're eating. And I want you to relax on all the rules, no rules on carbs and calories and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Now that first week, they may gain some weight. But after that, we see awesome results because we've allowed their body to actually rest a little bit. Okay? What is that weight coming from? Are they gaining fat during that week? No, they're gaining a little bit of water. And we can get rid of that water really quick and really easy. So I'm not concerned about that at all. Okay? But most of the time, what happens is they end up losing weight that first week by exercising less and eating a little bit more, okay? Because they've actually allowed their body to rest a little bit from the dieting and from the workouts, okay? So now, how do we do this? Now, how do we make sure you're getting the stress you need? No, I can't even talk right now. How do we make sure that you can work with your stress levels? Okay. Now, this is kind of a thing that I recommend doing on a daily basis. What I mentioned earlier, there's more in extreme levels when someone has just not been allowing their body to rest too long. Okay. Now, on a daily basis, what can you do to really get things kind of moving for you? Well, we need to look at cortisol levels. Okay. With cortisol, that's causes you to retain water in the way we don't like to. It causes you to, it causes some problems with your immune system. It can make it more difficult to lose weight if it's constantly high all the time. So how do we make sure that we get it to drop when we need to? Okay, well, cortisol has a normal pattern. Normal pattern that it follows. It should be low at night, and then throughout the time you're sleeping, it stays low. And then before you wake up, it should spike pretty quick. And then it falls off most of the day. And then by around 3 or 4 in the afternoon or so, it should be fairly low. And then for the rest of the evening, it should be low. And then as you go to sleep, it should be low. Okay, so how can we get that to do that? Well, there's a couple things we can do. Now, there's a lot of things we can do, but we're going to focus on a few just in this video today. So number one is maybe get a quick morning workout out in. Okay, people always ask me, what's the best time to exercise? And to me, the best time to exercise is whenever you can exercise. Okay, it doesn't necessarily matter. But if you can wake up and do a quick, high-intense workout, like just a 2 to 5 minute exercise, and that's it, just in the morning, get up, kind of get yourself moving a little bit, right? And then just go do something fairly intense for a short period of time. Some squats, maybe running, cycling, whatever you can do, just for 2 to 5 minutes. What that does is it actually spikes your cortisol a little bit, but allows it to get kind of, what they've shown in the research is when it's higher in the morning, it actually lowers at night. Okay. And so if we can spike that in the morning, then it'll actually be lower at night and we'll follow that normal pattern that we should be following. Okay. So that's one thing we can do. Okay. Now, another thing we can do is make sure you're focusing on your sleep. I am just surprised at the number of people I talk to who don't think about their sleep at all, or don't worry about their sleep. They always think about diet and exercise, but no one thinks about sleep, right? And we got that stress and rest side of things. Well, if we're not resting, if we're not sleeping, then we're raising our stress levels. Okay, so we need to make sure we're getting the rest we need also. Okay, so things I recommend doing. If you're struggling with sleep, go to get a sleep study done. Find out if you have sleep apnea. Find out if you have something else going on. If you have a lot of extra weight you're carrying, you may have sleep apnea. Okay, full disclosure, I have sleep apnea. I have to wear a CPAP every single night. Okay. I wear one. I put a little thing on my mouth. I put a little thing right here on my face, a little tube coming out and all the hoses and everything. I've tried one on my nose. I've tried something underneath my nose. I've done different types, right? But I have sleep apnea. Mine's not really severe. Mine's more my throat like collapses or whatever. Does some weird stuff like that. So I'll have it probably for the rest of my life, right? But the cool thing is if you have sleep apnea because you have a lot of excess weight, then losing that weight may actually take the sleep apnea away. But without getting good sleep, it's going to be very difficult for you to lose some weight. So get a sleep study done if you need to. Okay. Go find out if you have sleep apnea. If you're snoring doesn't always mean you have sleep apnea, but if you're snoring at night, there's a chance you might have sleep apnea. Okay. Now that's the one thing I would do. The second thing is set up like a routine for sleep. What are you doing right before you go to bed? Are you watching TV? Are you on your phone? If you are, get off those things. Set a specific time you go to bed every night. Okay, sleep the same time every single day. So a lot of us like to sleep in during certain days of the week, and then we stay up later other times during the week. Have a normal sleep pattern you do every single day. You go to bed the same time, roughly the same time, within about 30 minutes or so every single night. You wake up roughly around the same time every single morning. And that gets you in that rhythm where your body will do what it needs to do and help you recover the way you need to. Okay, so that's what I would do. Now the next thing, the third thing, okay, so again, get that quick morning workout. Focus on your sleep. The last thing that I would recommend doing is make some time to relax. Either create some time in your day for meditation, create some time in your day for journaling. And I like to do specific type of journaling. So instead of just journaling saying, oh, here's my day, or dear diary, here's what happened during the day, but actually journaling my thoughts. Write down all the thoughts I have. And it may be just a list of things like, oh, I need to do these things tomorrow. Plus, oh, here's some thoughts I've had, some ideas and things like that. And just getting those things out of our mind. Because once they're out of our mind, then we can go to sleep a little bit easier. Because I've had nights where I've just laid in bed and the whole night I'm just sitting there going, okay, mind, keep remembering these things. Remember. If I forget them tomorrow, I've got some serious problems. So I need to remember these things. And then I don't fall asleep because they're right there. But if I write them down, then it's like, whew, now I don't care if my mind forgets it. Go to sleep, relax, and then it will be right there. Okay. If your mind's constantly racing, get it down on a piece of paper, and that will help get it out of your mind so that you can actually get some sleep. Okay, so those are the things. You got to focus on your rest. Everyone does a great job focusing on exercise. Everyone does a great job focusing on diet. We need to make sure we're also focusing on our rest. Okay, that we're getting the sleep we need. We're taking care of our body, allowing it to recover from that workout, and you'll see better results. Okay, if you have any more questions, you can ask those questions down below in the comments or wherever. And if you want to find out more about what I do, how I can help you out, go to fatextractionmethod.com, and I'll talk to you later.